Hello, my fellow musicians, keyboardists, pianists, those of you arranger keyboard aficionados. You know, I've spent a considerable amount of time annoying some of you with my reviews and comments on these two keyboards, the Pa5X and the GENOS. And to be quite honest, these are two remarkable keyboards, and I thought I had a clear idea of how these keyboards stacked up against one another. But as I ventured deeper into their capabilities, exploring these awesome instruments and their sound libraries and their styles and overall performance, I realized that the verdict wasn't as straightforward as I believed at first. So I have dedicated the past 11 to 12 months to thoroughly test both keyboards. I played them extensively across various genres: rock, jazz, R&B, hip-hop, and I focused on specific sound categories like pianos, electric pianos, brass instruments. In fact, if you take a look at my last video, that is one pretty much full hour of content. So you can imagine how long I spent putting the video together. And beyond that, I've spent several hours painstakingly going through the sounds. And many of you have seen my detailed videos where I really push these keyboards to the limit. And yet, I understand that for some of you, the decision between these two instruments remains unclear. So, I want to make it extremely clear and give some guidance and some ideas. And these are key considerations based on preference. So let me preface my conclusion by saying that the right keyboard for you will depend heavily on your individual preference and needs. For me, the ability to sequence is a priority. I love the KORG sequencer keyboards, and that's what I grew up on from the 80s, right? M1, O1W, you name it. Now I have the Oasis, I have the KORG Trident, and while neither of these keyboards is primarily a sequencer, that limitation impacts my personal choice. Now, secondly, weighted keys. Let's talk about a pianist perspective, because I am a pianist in addition to a keyboardist. And if I was to evaluate these keyboards strictly from the perspective of a pianist, you already know where this is going. Weighted keys would be non-negotiable. It just makes sense. Since you've practiced so many hours, days and months and years on a weighted instrument, why would you settle for less and pay so much more? So since the GENOS lacks a weighted variation, that alone, my friends, would disqualify it. You have heard me speak quite pointedly about Yamaha's failure to understand the needs of the users, especially those who love their weighted key variety. When it comes to weighted keys, Yamaha has gotten it down. So it shocks me that they didn't have a GENOS variation with weighted keys. Talk about leaving money on the table. Talk about a foolish mistake. Now, they may say they know the market better than I. Perhaps they felt if they had the weighted key version, it wouldn't have sold as much, but I beg to differ. KORG didn't scrimp on production dollars. They had a 61 key keyboard for the Pa5X. They had a 76 and they had an 88. What difference would one keyboard have made? So I'm quite disappointed that Yamaha did not step up to the plate and create an 88 key version. Maybe they've got something in the works for later, I don't know, but the weighted keys is so important. And since the Pa5X has weighted keys, if it came down to that, that would immediately be the choice, because I would disqualify Yamaha quicker than I could even blink. Sound quality. When it comes to sound quality, both keyboards excel in their own ways. My initial score for the Pa5X piano was a 5, but as I spent more time with it and adjusted to its tonal character, as one of you on this channel described, dark, right? It's dark. It's a dark sounding piano, and there's a place for that. And I actually like dark sounding pianos. Bright sounding pianos could be a little bit hard to bridle. Like the GENOS's piano, you may need to tone down the EQ. So I upgraded the KORG's piano score to a 7. Its brass sounds are a real standout, and I rated those at an impressive 9 out of 10. Many instances, I always mention the cup trumpet has been a really awesome sound. And other sounds I love the jazz guitar, I love the baritone sax, I love the Latin flute. My goodness. Now, on the GENOS, many sounds come with heavy reverb and EQ straight out of the box. Let's be honest, and it creates a polished, ready to go sound, and that's a quality many musicians appreciate. It saves time, it saves effort, it's ready to go. But by comparison, the Pa5X's sounds may require more processing to achieve your ideal tone, to achieve those delays and reverb sounds that you are looking for as a producer or performer. However, the extra work can be worthwhile if you're someone who enjoys tailoring sounds to your exact preferences. Now, let's talk about the influencer. Yeah, I call him an influencer, but he's a really awesome musician, Turo Sandoval. One of the pivotal moments in my decision-making process and my reviews came when I observed the legendary Turo Sandoval using a Pa5X. And I sent a message in his video and said, "Maestro, is this a Pa5X 88 key?" And he gave it a thumbs up, and it's a Pa5X he was playing. And as one of the top tier trumpet players in the world, his choice for the Pa5X spoke volumes to me about the quality and reliability that he saw in that keyboard. Being a performer of it, and he does multi-takes with his trumpet, he does overdubs, and just seeing him perform with it gave me another take. Seeing a musician of his caliber perform on his instrument made me reflect on its potential. I mean, being a horn player, horn players, they know how their horns sound, and that gave me further inkling into especially the brass section, which I paid close attention to and found some real diamonds in the rough there. So, my friends, the final verdict. If I were to choose keeping it 100%, no, keeping it hidden, 100% transparency, if I was going to choose today, if someone said, "Phill, choose a keyboard that you will live with and you have to play this keyboard, nothing else for the next 1 year." Yes, if I had to, my decision, it will shock you, or maybe not, because I'm a pianist at heart and I love to pound on those weighted keys. It would be the Pa5X, largely due to its weighted keys and versatility of its sounds. I must also say that for a long time, I have always seen KORG as being the cream of the crop. I started off with the M1, I run circles around the sequencers on the Trident, the O1W, the Trinity, the Oasis. So I obviously love KORG. I find it quite amusing when people think that you should be one or the other. No, I know a lot of artists choose one company and that's it. But to be quite honest, there are good things that I see in a lot of companies. I love Roland and what they've done for the market. I love Yamaha and what they've done for the market. In fact, it took me almost 20 plus years before I got my first Yamaha. I got my first Yamaha after about 22 years of playing. That's right. So I held on to my M1, my KORG M1, and then I got a KORG SP200, and then I got upright pianos, grand pianos, but I still didn't go for the Yamaha until much later. And going for the Yamaha, it was the cream of the crop at the time, the Motif XF8. Great keyboard. So let's not get it twisted. just because I've said I would like that keyboard if I had to go with one to play for the next 1 year, don't get it twisted. I want to emphasize it's a highly personal conclusion. And for someone who prioritizes a plug and play experience, the GENOS might be a better choice. You know, one of the pet peeves I had with the GENOS was the weighted keys. I also did not feel the plastic feel of the body was enough justice for me. I actually preferred the more sturdy body of the Pa5X. So when you watch my first video and my very scathing critique of both keyboards, it's easy to think that I'm giving Yamaha a free pass, but I'm actually not. I was as stern on Yamaha as I was on KORG, just in different areas. So after a year, my friend, I want to let you know I won't be buying any of these keyboards at this time because, again, sequencing remains very critical. I also have a band that I use as a backup when I need to play live music or when I need to record live music, and I mean really awesome musicians, and I'm not looking to replace any of them. I do a lot of music production using my DAW these days because it gives me the opportunity to play as a pianist and have my band feature and play those additional instruments. And then when I need to sequence and play music that is as real as possible, as realistic as possible, I play the Trillion bass module. I do that in my DAW. I play my Mozart Piano Tech, yes. I play that, and then I have many other VSTs, or sometimes I could go with just my partial bands. Like I could make a track with my saxophonist or my guitarist, and that's how I create these days. But I hope you found my review of both keyboards entertaining and also enlightening. Both are great. Again, it's up to you. What do you want? I always ask the question, does it make a difference to your sound? Does it change your workflow to be more convenient? Is it worth it? And if the answer is yes, go for it. You know, if you like a one-man show and you perform out a lot, these keyboards are absolutely great for your performances. Both are very, very capable in terms of the sound, you know. So you need to decide that for yourself. Thank you so much, my friends, for listening in and joining me on this journey. And I'll be putting out fewer videos, most probably about the critiques, but I will be putting out videos jamming on both of these keyboards. So if you've enjoyed the journey so far, stay tuned to the channel and I'll be bringing you a lot more videos of this exciting journey as a performer on both keyboards. Thank you very much. Thank you to all my friends across the world, my friends at PMT Rumford and my friends at the Westheimer store of Guitar Center for all these videos and all the curations and stuff that I put together. Thank you very much. Let's listen to a longer critique of the sounds from the Pa5X.
So
let's go.
Taking a look at the Pa5X, I'm going to do my review of it. And over here, we have the very first instrument. I'm going to take a look at the categories. So first of all, I'm going to take a look at the piano. So let's take a look at the piano, the piano. Okay. All right, so this is the piano. Let's put the headphones in and check. So to be quite honest, the piano sound is fairly decent. I want to say out of 10 points, I'll give it somewhere in the 7 range. Because it's bright and it's not overpowering and it has just enough bite to be able to interpret what I would love to do as a pianist. So, let's get the pedal out. Let's try again. Now I know why it's not absolutely clicking. This is not the 88 key version, this is the 76. So it doesn't have the piano action, but it's got some really nice springy keys. And the springy keys kind of, they increase the resistance. So based on that, I'll give it a 7. Give it a 7 out of 10. For the sounds. Let's take a look at the electric piano. So it's got all sorts of EPs. MK1 stage. I gotta be honest, that sounds really sweet. That I'll give an 8. Here's a dyno piano, and a lot of these sounds are the familiar KORG sounds. Great sounds, great sounds. That electric piano sounds really good. Here's a suitcase tremolo. Really sweet sounds. I can't fault those. Those are really, really nice sounds. And then we've got some of the whirlies. So that's that for the pianos. Let's go to the organs. Really nice organ sounds, it seems. Oh, it's got like a half organ and half. Quite nice, to be honest. So the organs, pretty much what I would have expected. And the springy keys make it even more fun, okay? So, organs, I'll give it an 8. I know those who are more critical about organs may have other things to say, but it's got like almost 6 pages of different organs. Pipes. All sorts. What more can I say? Great organ sounds. Let's check out the guitars. So, real nylon. Clean guitar. Okay, straight up nylon. Let's try the jazz guitar. That's clean guitar, this is jazz guitar. So it sounds a little bit different from what I would have expected. It's not bad. For the guitars, my first impression is 6s for a number of them. A number of the more acoustic guitars. Check out the overdrives. That doesn't sound bad. Not bad. I would actually say the distortion, overdrive type guitars sound, in my mind, better. Let's try the crunch. Oh, that sounds good. So it really squeals when you use a pick bend. Crazy stuff. That sounds nice. I'll give those 8s. Those sound good. All right, let's check out the brass muted ensemble. Big band brass. It's not bad. Horn section. Not bad. Let's see if we can find just some individual brass sounds like the trumpet. Actually, the trumpets are not bad. The cup trumpet. That's crazy. Oh, that is good. These, I want to say 8s for sure. Check that out. That sounds really good. I dare say 9s for those. And to be quite honest, with the headphones, they sound even better. So we've taken a look at some brass, some trumpet, some sax now. Penny soprano. So, I mean, not bad. Jazz baritone. Not bad. I want to say overall for the other saxes, around in the 6 region, the jazz baritone is quite nice. Quite nice. Saxophones are always quite iffy. They're always fiddly. That sounds nice with the air. Alright, woodwind. Let's go over to woodwind. We got the Latin flute. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorites for sure. This is crazy because it's got like voice and it's got like a flute going on as well. Alright, that's the woodwind. I mean, the synths are all across the board. For the world, they've been historically good with world music stuff. They've been historically good. They've been historically good with that stuff. So my friends, in general, to shut it down here, I would like to overall say this is a really great keyboard. As far as the styles, I'm still warming up to the styles. I feel there's a lot more the styles could do, but just listening to the voices, I want to say the voices are definitely on the higher spectrum of keyboards. Now that I've given it a second opinion, especially with headphones and getting a little bit more familiar with the keyboard, I want to say that I've quite enjoyed playing it. I have especially enjoyed playing the brass instruments on the KORG. As far as the styles, based on my second take on all this stuff, I want to say that the styles have a little bit of a ways to go. They got a little bit of a ways to go. They're not bad, but they're not exactly there yet. But as far as the voices are concerned, the voices are really good. All right, I hope that helped you form a second opinion as I have on the KORG Pa5X. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.